Welcome to the 5 Elements and Better Relationships video series. In this video I'm looking at the metal element. The season pertaining to metal is autumn. The colour is white and the emotion is grief. Autumn can have very many different effects on people. For some it's a truly inspirational time. Seeing the riotous colour of the leaves turning sends their spirits soaring to heaven in awe and wonder at the majesty of the world. For others, they look around and see nothing more than death and decay. But autumn has so much more to offer than that. Firstly, as the leaves fall from the trees, they make room for the new growth in the spring. As the leaves decompose on the ground, they break down and the nutrients and trace elements go back into the soil, enriching the earth to support the new growth in spring. We see the same effect in humans, the taking in and letting go. The taking in is via the breath. Of course, we need to breathe to survive, but there's more to the breath than that, as so many spiritual practices show that focus on the act of breathing with meditative conscious awareness to bring about enhanced well-being. So we're not just taking in the air, we're taking in new thoughts, new ideas, new sights and sounds, new experiences, and we are inspired by those new experiences. They enrich us and add a quality to our lives that wasn't there before. They lift us above the mundane as we experience a more profound meaning to our lives. And in the letting go, well, that happens on so many levels. Physically, physiologically, the letting go is rather evident, and if we don't, we're in trouble. Not only are we feeling terribly uncomfortable, but all of the toxins that should be being eliminated are backing up into our system and leaching in and causing serious ill health. And just look around your homes. If you kept everything that you had ever acquired or bought through your lifetime, you literally would not be able to move for the stuff that was surrounding you. So where is the joy in being able to bring in a new item when there is no room to put it anywhere? You can barely get out of the front door. And there's also taking in and letting go of emotions and thoughts. How do we forge new relationships if we're always hanging on to the memories of past ones? Now, the emotion of grief is tricky. Most oftentimes, the most profound grief we feel is following a bereavement. The feeling of sadness is overwhelming, and we often get stuck at that phase of the bereavement cycle. But may I share a little observation with you about what grief means in the metal element? Up until recently, I've always had 2 dogs at the same time. And when one of them has died, the other dog walks over to the body and sniffs it, and then walks away, settles down on its own bed with a sigh, and that's it. In that moment, there is recognition that this is a natural way of life and death. There is an acceptance that it is the natural way of life and death. And although there will be sadness and that dog will seem to be subdued, the desire to partake of life, to immerse in life, is undimmed. And there is a wonderful lesson for us all in that. And of course, if you've ever been told, oh, don't worry, you'll get over it, you'll know how rather unhelpful that observation is. It's never about getting over the loss of something or someone that you love. It's more a question of adapting to changed circumstances. And what the metal element gifts us is the ability to still see the value, the richness, and the quality of our life, even if we're treading that path alone. And it inspires us to keep living a life to the best way that we can. There is so much more to metal and all the elements that I've spoken about in these videos, but I just wanted to share a little bit with you to give you an indication of of the energy surrounding them and how they help to inform the way that we live our lives. And if you'd like to know more, perhaps you'd like to join me for a 2-day immersion into the 5 elements. I'm holding a workshop on the 1st and 2nd of April, and it's near Oxford. If you would like more details, please visit my website, clairetaylorpowell.co.uk/5-element profiling. And there's also information and these videos on my Facebook group page, The 5 Elements and Better Relationships. And by all means, please reach out and contact me personally, and I'd be only too delighted to share more information so that you can make an informed choice as to whether it would be something of value for you to invest your time, your money, and your energy into. I hope your metal element is in balance. If it isn't, then you're going to be struggling, as we all have done through life. And there are plenty of ways to bring it back into balance and to allow you to deal with the difficulties of letting go and taking in to the point where it brings you a quieter joy into your lives again. May your way be easy. Blessed be.